Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and I just want to say how exciting it is to be in a room full of people who absolutely understand that this is absolutely a system that's rigged against us and what we are fighting against, and we have an amazing candidate that we are going to fight for. This campaign is about all of us. This is our campaign, and this is
people's heads.
And this is about building political power for the people. It's about having an elected representative who will put human rights, social justice, and climate action first. A representative who is not bought and influenced by AIPACs, super PACs, and lobbyists, who will pull that lever of power in Congress and vote in the interests of the people, not in the interests of the corporations. Our campaign is for the many, not the money. And we have an amazing panel of featured speakers today because the key to this campaign is working with community to build our platforms, our positions, and support legislation with leaders and activists fighting for the people. So it is an honor, and I'm very excited to introduce our next speaker. I'm not well acquainted yet, but I very much look forward to our future, to working together. And this is Nuha Khan. She is the executive director of the Muslim American Alliance, where the importance of political participation is not lost. So we are thrilled to have her speaking and have her as an ally in discussing political change.
Thank you, Ashley, for that wonderful introduction. And first of all, I want to say thank you to Sean, and again, thank you to Ashley for inviting me here today to speak a little bit about not only my organization, but why it is so important for Muslims to be involved in Sean's campaign. So hopefully my goal after my speaking time is going to get you guys inspired to get out there and get involved in Sean's campaign, hopefully. So a little bit about myself. I just wanted to introduce myself. So I'm the executive director of the Muslim American Alliance. We are one of the only and one of the largest solely focused civically engaged organizations in the Bay Area. We focus primarily on grassroots activism, whether it is social justice activism, such as organizing protests, or political activism, whether it's getting people to run for office, supporting our Muslim brothers and sisters who are running for office, and also our allies like Sean, giving them resources to run for office, also creating a voter guide. This past election, I was just talking to Sean and Ashley about this last week. We released a voter guide where we had over 100,000 people that it was delivered to. And we used, and primarily our endorsements actually were not from the Democratic and Republican Party, majority of them. Okay, they were majority third-party candidates like Sean, and one of the most successful races that we had was actually Sean's race, where there was my background prior to being an executive director as a political analyst. So we had, so Sean was able to receive over 6%, about 6%, and we were able to use Sean's victory as an example, as a success story for our organization. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But I want to also thank you all for being here and to witness a path towards political revolution. Oftentimes, when working with the Muslim community, I hear that many of us are fed up with our choice being between the lesser of two evils. And during the past election season, we were able to choose otherwise. To choose voting for candidates that actually represent our ideals and values, especially as a Muslim community. And Sean, as I said, was one of the biggest examples. During the last election cycle, I had the opportunity to get to know Sean through a political lens. And one of the things that always stood out to me from watching his campaign was how he always made grassroots efforts to connect with the Muslim community, and was always an open ear to hear our community's concerns whenever we wanted to discuss our issues. And I like to call it how it is, because then you have Jimmy Panetta on the other table, who has refused to meet with countless Muslim nonprofit and civil rights organizations in his district. And I don't need to tell you how bad it is. That we are reaching almost 2 years of genocide and over 80 years of occupation of our brothers and sisters in Palestine. And I don't need to tell you because many of you are educated on how disgustingly involved the United States is in the genocide of our brothers and sisters, and how the United States actively funds this genocide. However, through Sean's campaign, we know that not all hope is lost. We have community members such as Sean who are willing to fight, who are willing to stand up and fight for not only Americans, but our families back home. To me, Sean's campaign is the embodiment of a true American. Someone who loves their country so much to the point where they will not witness a genocide, an ethnic cleansing, and the United States funding another war machine. We as Muslims know that part of being Muslim is taking accountability for our actions. And we know that part of being Muslims is speaking up for truth against an oppressor, being one of the biggest forms of struggle. And we know that that is how we earn God's favor. Participating in Sean's campaign and ensuring that there is a path being created towards collective truth to appear, not just for our community to be bound by two evils, is one way that we can win God's favor, by being civically engaged. We know that our faith commands us to fix injustice not only with our heart, but with our hands and with our mouth, by speaking out against injustice. So to my brothers and sisters, to my Muslim brothers and sisters, and to our allies, I strongly encourage you to get involved with Sean's campaign, to get out there, start knocking doors, start campaigning, start actively showing that we as Muslims are not only, we're not only Muslims, but we are also civic servants, and that we also are civically engaged. So I really hope you all get involved with Sean's campaign, start knocking those doors. Definitely talk to Ashley about that, and inshallah, from the river to the sea, Palestine.